a lot of people would recognize this. And actually, if we're honest, most people would recognize this, that a lot of our notions around giving can indeed be generated by underlying agendas and, can be quite conditional. And really that is because, as I conveyed earlier, most individuals are still operating from a conditioned basis, a collection of imposed ideas of necessity, all revolving around that fear basis of control and possession. So how to overcome that is actually two-pronged. First of all, to cultivate a deeper experience of said presence, that you are this living beingness. And the more you experience this, the more you truly, directly, emotionally realize and feel deeply and profoundly that there actually is nothing missing. You are a product of the whole and always will be. In fact, you are consciousness, the all, with body, with this transient influx, outflux, influx, outflux. This continuum is going on and you are not in control of it. So the more you experience presence and beingness, the more you cultivate a direct felt realization of that truth. The more you experience direct felt realization of that truth, the less inclined you are to be in fear and therefore lack. You see, the thing that drives underlying agendas and conditional giving is that it's actually the fear condition internally trying to use that act to assert another sense of control or security, to ensure its own entity is kept alive. So by giving, actually gradually you come to realize that life reflects back, that through the act of giving we open a way for greater connectivity as well. At first you might recognize that it's somewhat tainted by these underlying agendas, but you know what? Don't worry too much about the fact that you do have some underlying agendas. Give anyway. A lot of people think, oh, but I'm giving and it's, it's polluted by my underlying hope that I'm going to get something in return. Give anyway, because it is going to purify and transform the holding that you have on the idea of lack. There's going to be a returned experience which will give you a different value. And that value, we know, is actually something happens in the brain, psychologically and physiologically. When we give, we actually generate happiness. And so the return of that, feeling happier and generating a connection to that value, actually starts to free us from the illusions of what we think we need, the illusion of being in control. So give anyway and be present as much as possible.